Okay, what we're going to do is WinLE install has been installed and started, so we're going to go into here and run Discover. Discover is going to discover specify the name of the application and create a separate folder for each package. What we're going to do is go to, and I created the install folder on C, or the distro folder. It has a default. We'll call this one Wireshark. Actually, probably make a new folder like they recommended, a folder for each one. And Wireshark, and then we'll call it Wireshark. And we got the MSI, so hopefully it's going to do that for us. And we'll call it Wireshark. Well, it's a Wireshark here. The working drive. Where are we going to select a drive where you can store the temporary working file? So we'll just leave that on C. Shouldn't really matter. Which drives do we want to look at? This one's got a number of hard drives on it. The only place that anything of significance is going to be is on the C drive. So let's just look at the C drive. And then I always just take the default. So you can look at these things. These are exclusions, files that you want to exclude. Registry exclusions. So we'll just, again, I'll take the defaults and we'll finish this thing. Now it's going through and checking all of the directory structure on the computer, and then it'll check the registry structure on the computer to see what's there. So we're taking the before snapshot, and while it's doing that, I want to pause the recording. Okay, so the before snapshot is completed. Run the application setup program. So what I'm going to do now is go back and run the Wireshark setup program, and we'll let it go through its install. Put all these things on. The location of the program is going to be the location that it records whenever we do the MSI. So if you put it on some odd directory, be sure that all your machines have that odd directory. I'll pause while this one is. Okay, we're finishing this up with the WinPCAP install. That's a requirement. Now we're finishing the Wireshark install. It's putting the rest of its files on. After this gets done, we'll finish it. And now we can go back in here and run the Discover again. And with any luck, and it asks me now, we're going to perform the after snapshot. It remembers that we've already done a snapshot. So now it's going to go through and do the same process over. We're going to look in the Windows folders. We're going to check all the changes, checking for registry changes. The registry changes are some of the biggest ones. I'll just go through and watch this thing go, even on the recording right now, on the demo, to see what happens here. Just so that you can see how long it actually takes, or how many things it is actually checking. One of the things that you can do, people said, how do I put shortcuts, how do I distribute shortcuts to a computer? You can do that. You can make an MSI that put the shortcuts on the desktop, and it will make an MSI that just has those shortcuts.
Yeah, that's one of those questions that doesn't tell you that it needs two answers.
Now it's converting the NAI to an MSI, so we're creating our MSI file. We get some warnings. That's not all that unusual. Warnings. We'll just save that. And now we should have the after snapshot is complete. So when we go back to our storage location, I'll see we're in the C distro, Wireshark. We now have an MSI. We have the registry settings, all the information, and what actually changed in Windows System 32, the DLLs that were added, the drivers that were added, and I'm not going to look at the registry changes, but the registry changes, the documents and settings, all of the items that were added in program files, Wireshark and WinPCAP, were added to the system. So now we can we have created an MSI package that will allow us to distribute Wireshark by using the MSI. The next step would be just to carry this one last step, is we would go in and share our distribution point that I call distro, and we'll just share it as distro, so that when you go in to add it as an application through policy, you'd have to go to the share. So we're going to, oh golly, I forgot the name of my server. We can go through network places. When you go back to this thing, entire network, Microsoft Windows Network, and we're in Dover Corp, an instructor, actually, yeah, I'm in domain 9, server 9, so I have my distro Wireshark. I will go to this path. Please be sure when you add this as an install application, you've got to go through the share. Otherwise, it's going to be looking, if you use the C:\\\, it's going to be looking on the local directory structure, and it's not going to be there unless you copy that to all the machines. So that is a quick and dirty. That is a how-to. It's not a quick and dirty. The WinLE install, you now has a new one, and that you have to get. It's not the old WinLE install. It is available. It's still free. It is kind of a pain to install because you have to do the registration, and the email address I had a little bit of issue with. It would only take my Gmail address. With that, hopefully this has been of some value, and that you can see that it's not really very difficult to make an MSI file, so that you can install those applications that don't come with MSI files. All the Microsoft stuff will have. Some other things do. OpenOffice comes with an MSI file now. But if you have something that doesn't, you can create your own.